Simcenter 3D simplifies the process of creating and connecting complex finite element assembly models together by introducing the concept of universal connections. In this video, you'll see how you can use universal connections to easily define how components are connected in an assembly, even after the design changes. Universal connections can be used across multiple solvers and analysis types to connect different meshed components or geometric parts together to create a universal assembly. Let's start by creating a rigid spider between two components within this car door model. Creating a universal connection is a two-step process, and in the first step, we define relevant geometry edges for the center and leg locations of the spider. This creates the basic solver-neutral connection, and the selection tools mean you can quickly create many of these connections simultaneously. The underlying elements are then created in a second step, which maps the solver-specific element types to the connection definitions. The element types can change depending on which solver environment you're working in, which is Nastran in this case. This two-stage process means the connection definitions are solver-neutral, and the same model can then be used to efficiently generate input from multiple solvers with little effort. Now let's follow the same process to define the seal between the window and the door. Using the seal definition connection dialog, we can create a series of solver-neutral seal connections quickly, which you can now see here in yellow. Next, we then confirm the element mapping and execute. As you can see, the Nastran elements have now been created here in light blue. Where the traditional CAE modeling process and tools break down is when there are changes to the geometry or finite element components. But with Simcenter 3D, you can take these kinds of changes in stride. For example, suppose we lower the window glass by 20 millimeters. Since Simcenter 3D is associated to the geometry, we can quickly perform a single button update command so that the entire finite element model updates to the new geometry, including the connection elements. Up until this point, this model was defined for the Nastran solver, but we can also easily change this model for use with Abacus. First, we edit the assembly FEM properties and change the solver from Nastran to Abacus. Next, we go to the Automatic Connections dialog to confirm and create the Abacus element mappings we want. Now the model is ready to be run in Abacus. Universal connections in Simcenter 3D help you to create and validate connections in a solver-neutral framework and efficiently update your model as designs change. Visit Siemens PLM today to learn more about Simcenter 3D.